Hey, what's up? I'd like to welcome all of you to KAG Spotlight. This is going to be our first edition of the Spotlight, where we dive deep into the stories and insights of the KAG's accountability members. Are you ready to peel back the layers of each and every last one of the KAGs? Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey of growth, challenges, values, contributions, and future versions of ourselves. You ready to take it off, man? Let's go! All right, what's up, everybody? I got your boy Clifton here. How do you say your last name again?
Mbanugo.
Mbanugo. See that? Now I can say it and it's recorded, and I can go back and look at that later. So Cliff doesn't even know why he's here. You are being KAG spotlighted today, sir. Today is your day to be spotlighted by KAG. So
What?
that I have the honor to do that.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Wow, what an
yes,
honor.
yes. We're going to touch base on your personal journey and growth, challenges you've overcome, values and principles, vision, and some goals and your contribution to the group. So, are you
All
ready
right.
for these questions, sir?
Hey, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's dive deep. Hold on. First, before I like to do this on my podcast, and I want to see how you respond before we go to that. I do a little carpool, right?
Okay.
And I want to know how this relates to you as a person. I am capable of moving beyond my mistakes. No regret. Wisdom is something that is understood, the long term consequences of your actions today. Take a look at your daily habits. Imagine you're 80 years old looking back. What is one thing you would do differently? Make that change today. Do you have anything that you would? Woo, that's deep. 80?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Fascinating. I can't say if I imagine myself 80 years from now, I can't say looking back that there's anything that I would do differently. I really learned to appreciate my journey. And, early on in my life, this question would have been answered a lot differently, but I've learned that, you know, the the path that you're on is leading somewhere. And at some point in life, you have to recognize that it's your responsibility for where it leads. And I've been fortunate enough to realize that earlier on. So my entire path, I know I have full 100% responsibility for. So if at 80 years old, I'm looking back, one thing that I can be sure of is that every single thing that I did was intentional. It was conscious. It was something that I wanted to do, and there was a purpose behind it. And if there are mistakes, then those mistakes were there to teach me a lesson to progress.
Mic drop.
Yeah,
I couldn't say that better than myself. It's all about being able to self-assess, especially being a part of CAG. We all are here to learn and grow, and by the time we're all 80, I'm pretty sure we won't have any regrets. Like, we would be happy with all the decisions that we made.
well,
All
well, can I
right,
share one?
man.
Can I share one thing about that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So there is something that I do practice now, and that's I practice something called uh, a conversation with my future self. Okay, so have you ever had a moment where maybe you looked at something and you were like, man, I wish I could go back to that time and just appreciate that a little bit more. Maybe when your baby was born or when they were little and now they're all grown up and you're almost
Yeah.
eye to eye at this point and you look back and you notice that when you do that, it's a very, very visceral effect, meaning it's almost as if you time traveled back. You can see the moment, you can experience the moment, you can almost feel it and touch it, but you can't participate in it because it's already happened. Okay. So, so what's happening in that moment, at least the way I interpret it, is that that is if you could go back to that moment and look forward from then, your future self would tell you to appreciate that moment more, to enjoy it because it's fleeting. There's a lot there for you to grasp, but you're just going through the time at the time. You're not really thinking about that because you're living in the present.
Right.
So this conversation with your future self, the way I develop it now is when I'm doing something now in the present, no matter what it is, okay, I think forward, and then from there, while I'm in the present, I look back. And that helps me really take advantage of the moment,
Hmm.
right? So let's say there's something that has to get done. And I'm not enthusiastic about doing this thing, but this is something that would be good for me. It's just that I won't see the results right away. I know it's going to take some time, constant repetition, and some perseverance and discipline. Okay. All the things that we're not really that excited to do, but we know we have to do. Okay. But if I project myself forward to the person that I'm becoming because of the activity that I'm doing now, if I project myself forward, that person has already achieved that. And if I were able to look back, I want to be able to say, you know what? I didn't feel like it. It was hard. It was tough to do. It required a lot of discipline, but you know what? I did it anyway. And now here I am. Okay. And so th- being able to do that actually, I found has allowed me to have less, I guess the word for it is less regrets when you look back, you know. So I hug my kids a little harder, just a little harder. Hug them
Right.
a little harder. I look at them, I talk to them, I speak to them because I'm enjoying the moment that I'm there right now. So that when I go forward and I look back, I won't say, "Oh man, I wish I would have spent so much more time," or I would have done that or done this. you
Like
know,
your present self is checking your future self.
exactly, exactly. It's a little time travel for you.
Man,
All
that
right.
is beautiful, King. Thank you for that share. Got a few minutes left here. I think it's like 19 or so. So I'm not definitely not gonna rush through these questions. How many questions we can get through by the time is here, we'll get to them. And then if we gotta bring you back, we gotta bring you back. Now you know what it is.
I'm here for you as
um,
long as you need me, man.
what pivotal moment has most influenced your personal and professional growth? How did it shape your view on accountability within our group?
And you're asking a pivotal moment in my life or since I've been a part of the group?
Personal or professional? It's a personal or professional growth.
Okay. I would say the most pivotal moment that really required me to grow, and I would say that's really shaped me was really uh, when it was, I have to go back to really when my first daughter was about to be born. So this is about 3 months prior. I was on top of the world, unstoppable, successful in every right, uh, young, beautiful wife, baby on the way, big plans. And I was just a young lion that, the world was my oyster, was all mine. And in 3 months, it was 100% opposite. Uh, I lost my office lease.
Hmm.
I made an investment that failed miserably. It was one of those all or nothing kind of investments, the kind of person that I am. I jump in and I'm happy to take risks. And I did. And had this worked out, it was going to make me, I was going to make me set for life. So, and I couldn't see any reason why it wouldn't work, but it didn't. And it failed. And it failed so badly that by the time my daughter was born, we were financially down to about $52 and credit cards. I went from having multiple homes to fighting off foreclosure on the one house on the one house that we lived in. And my brother lived with me as well in that same house with my wife and my coming up daughter and his kids. So that moment, that was a pivotal moment for me because for the first time there was nowhere to run. There was no cushion, no blankets, no one to turn to. I'm the oldest in my family, so everybody usually comes to me. I couldn't go to anybody.
Yeah.
And so I remember sitting in the garage one night. My wife was asleep. I came down to the garage, sat down. All our my furniture from my office was moved into the garage because I had lost a lease, so I'd moved all the furniture there into the garage. And I grabbed a yellow pad and I just started writing down everything in the garage that I could sell. Anything that I thought was of value. I just started writing it down: a desk, a bookcase, some books, computers. And as I started writing it down, I started thinking, well, what else could I offer that's of value? And I started thinking about myself. I said, well, I have certain skills that I don't use, but I have them. I have computer skills. I have web skills. I have dance skills. And I started writing all these different skills. And when I looked at the list, it was a pretty long list. A lot of it was good stuff. Some of it was silly stuff, but two things jumped out. One was that I could sell all the furniture. And two, I had these web skills. And I was a coder, but I stopped coding. I was doing real estate. So I stopped coding. So I said, well, maybe I could offer this. I could do this as something. And in that moment, I took the leap. I literally went upstairs to my bedroom, whipped out my old Mac, and started working on the website. I didn't even know what websites were going for or what people wanted at that time, but I was just going to build one just to sharpen up my coding skills. And that's really where it started. Uh, because in that moment, one of the things that happened to me in that garage was I realized that 100% of everything that was going on with me and my family at that time, my wife was relying on me, my kid was relying on me, was 100% my fault. I had 100% responsibility to get them through it. And there was nowhere to turn. I couldn't turn to anybody else. So I had to figure that out. And I started with that coding thing. I said, I'm going to start this. I built it. I was like, this is pretty nice. I wonder if other businesses would like to have something like that. And the very next day, I put on a suit. I went right down to the Chamber of Commerce and I just told the guy at the front desk, I said, hey, I build websites for businesses. I would love an opportunity to show where I can offer some value to your members. And he was like, well, join the chamber and you'll have 2 minutes to be able to present that to people at the next mixer. And the rest is history. I joined the chamber. Well, first I joined Toastmasters
Mm.
because there were businesses there. And then I joined the chamber and I joined it on a loan from the chamber, meaning I said I filled out the paperwork and I told them I'll have the money for them the following week, which was after the mixer. But I showed up for the mixer. I gave a small spiel. And out of that small spiel, I got 6 clients. They paid very little money, but they were clients. They paid about like $500 each. And from there, I was able to build the business that I have right now that pretty much took my family out of poverty.
That's huge, bro. That
Yeah.
is that is huge. I don't know if a lot of kings know that or knew that or anything that I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that, man. That is
Yeah.
powerful, man. That's so definitely a way to bet on yourself and utilize the gifts that you have, man. So for you to be able to do that, that is wow. You know, that transition is everything, man. Thank you. Super impactful. Um, Whew, I'm lost of words. Got 12 minutes left. Okay, there we go. We're gonna keep going, keep going. Challenges and overcoming them. What has been your biggest challenge in your personal growth or achieving your goals? How did you overcome it, and how did KAG support you? I guess in the lines of something newish. Um, I know you just touched base on something that you just overcame and a challenge, but if you have something else,
Well, something new. So, yeah, CAG has helped me immensely. Um, when I got involved with CAG, when Terrell gave me a call and told me to just show up and see what the brothers are doing there, it actually helped me pull myself out of isolation. Um, I was alone by myself. And it's not that I had a problem being by myself, but it really wasn't healthy for me to be that way. All I was doing was reading books, sharpening my skills, and working the business. and tending to my family. But as a man, as a solitary man, I was really by myself. And it was very hard for me to find other people who were driven or looking to become better versions of themselves. And it's a very lonely place. It's a very lonely place to be.
Yeah.
And it actually affected me in a lot of ways. One of the ways that it affected me was that I wasn't as if I wasn't very effective at going out and providing any kind of real value to people. I was really more just about the business. And so when I joined CAG and I saw how there were other men there that were looking to also be better versions of themselves, and some of these people were amazing people already. Then it gave me a feeling of community. So I feel like, okay, I'm a part of something. It's not just me. There are other guys out here, other great people who think like I do, who want the best for themselves and their families, who have no judgment, who are not competing with each other. And believe it or not, from the moment I joined CAG, my business blew up, not from CAG, just from who I was. It just made me a better version of myself. My business blew up. I carried myself a lot better, right? And then I had things that I could share with people that actually helped people. And then people were sharing things in the meetings that actually helped me immensely. Till this day, one of the most powerful things that I learned, it sounds innocuous, but one of the most powerful things that I learned was actually from you. And that was when you said in one of the meetings, hey, no matter what you're doing, no matter how bogged down your calendar is, sometimes you have to break out of that and just do something for yourself and just go for a walk or something. Just break out of that. I adopted that and it has completely changed my life. I know it sounds small, but I go for a walk every day. Just no matter what's happening, I just stop, no matter how busy it is. Just go out, go for a walk, get some fresh air, go for a walk and come back. And I come back recharged, refreshed, and I do better in every area just because of that.
Man.
Now it sounds small. It sounds like it's nothing, but I challenge anyone to try that. Just try to not be a prisoner in your schedule and just jump out of it. It's very powerful and it's very empowering.
It definitely helps. And that's beautiful that CAG was able to do that for you, so to make it so that you can become more part of community and just networking with people and not just being, business minded and like just all about the business and knowing like, oh, I am a person too, and I can build these relationships with other people outside of that, and that's definitely gonna open up more doors for you down the road. And the ability to, and I think I'm gonna go make a shirt for this now. I think I gotta go make a shirt because I remember saying it. I was like, man, y'all, a lot of people on here and CAG, a lot of us are on the hustle, 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 but we gotta remember to disconnect to reconnect. Like sometimes we gotta take ourselves out of there and like you said, go for a walk and do all these things. This ain't about me though, but I'm glad that that helped. The next question I have for you, what are some of your core values that guide your decisions and actions that you take? And can you share an example of these values where they were tested or reinforced?
Oh yeah, of course. Well, my core values are really loyalty, honesty, integrity, faith, and action. But I have some other ones as well, like being unreasonable in my goals and relentless in my pursuits. Also being committed. I have 100% commitment to my commitments. And if I say it and if I write it down, it's already done. Have these values been tested? Absolutely. Especially in the area of being unreasonable. I found out that the secret to life, the secret to moving forward in life, and the secret to beating mediocrity is to be unreasonable in your pursuits. You know, most people pursue things that they know they can attain, or maybe somebody else has already attained it. So there's a sense of attainment already. You already know that this is possible. So you pursue what's within reach. I enjoy pursuing things that are out of reach. And by pursuing things that are out of reach, I tend to get the things that are within reach and a little bit more. Okay. So I'm unreasonable in my goals. Where has it been tested? Well, my whole life is unreasonable. It's unreasonable that I'm even here at all, having this conversation with you. Okay, because I'm just a guy uh, who grew up in a village in Anambra State. I used to run around barefoot, no direction and nowhere to go. And now I'm here having this conversation with you. I have a beautiful family. I have a great life out of what seemed improbable. And so I have a business that I have run by myself, started from scratch, no training or no education on that business, and I've run it for 20 years without fail, and profited every single year from it.
That's
To the
amazing.
point where now I'm teaching other people how to do what it is that I do, and it's something that I taught myself.
Self.
Uh, that is unreasonable. When I was born, I was actually my dad actually ordained me to be a surgeon. The work that I do right now, that I'm an expert in, which is web design, programming, and code and computer work, this stuff did not even exist when I was a kid, right? And so now I'm doing it. It's just highly improbable. So, and then some of the goals that I've set for myself, 100% unreasonable. And I've attained them. Some of them I have not, so I'm still pursuing, and I will attain those goals. In terms of being relentless, I'm a person that has what's called I have a quiet intensity. So I'm not loud, typically very calm, but I'm very intense in my pursuits. And I just don't believe in not being able to get it if it's a worthy ideal. So if I cannot get it directly, I'm going to figure out a way to get around the obstacles and get to it, or go over the obstacles or go under it. But I'm going to get it. And I'll keep going. I'll keep going for it until I do.
Boy, relentless tenacity right here, man. Y'all see this right here, man? This is fire, dog. Oh my gosh. We got 4 minutes left. I'm gonna try to knock out these other questions. We got two questions actually left. All right. Well, I mean, it's two big segments, not two questions, but two big segments. What are your main goals for next year? How will you use KAG's resources to support and achieve them? And how will you stay accountable to yourself and the group?
Oh, thank you. This is a great question. So I haven't shared my goals for next year with anyone, but I will share it here. My goal for next year, my biggest goal is to share more of what I know that has helped me in life. And that's me transitioning from the role of an implementer to more of an educator, a teacher, or a coach.
Mm.
And when I say coach, I don't mean like a life coach or anything like that, but more in the sense of a person that actually gives true inspirational guidance. And what I mean by inspirational guidance is uh, inspirational guidance means you're giving guidance that you've actually been through and that you've seen that's proven to be work. So it's inspired action versus motivational action.
Life
Okay?
experience with implementation.
True life experiences. And I am going to do more of that next year. So you're going to see me more in a speaking role, more in an action role. I believe in inspirational action and guidance and coaching and mentoring versus motivational coaching. Motivational coaching is very good too. There's nothing wrong with that. But inspirational is the difference is if you and I went to the gym right now and I'm your coach,
Right.
okay, I'm your trainer, okay. When you're under there benching, I'm under there benching too. Matter of fact, I'm going first, and now you're gonna do what I just did.
Right.
Okay, so that's the difference. Is going through it together. Now I've already gone through it, so I know that I can do it. But taking others with me so that they too are successful. I want to
Come
get to a
on,
point.
man. Come on.
I want to go to a point where I'm not succeeding alone. I'm succeeding with other people. I don't want to be on the mountaintop by myself. I want to be on the mountaintop with my brothers, with other people as well, who have come along with me, who trusted me on the journey. And we are all there enjoying the fruits of that labor. No more loner success. I want all success. I want everybody to be successful. Matter of fact, I'll count myself successful when there are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 other people that are just as successful or more successful with me.
I love it. I freaking love it, King. Oh
Yeah.
man.
And the way KAG is going to help me with that is that some of those people that we're going to succeed with are in KAG. And I
Oh,
hope that they would honor me and trust me and give me ask humbly to to at least just listen to what I have to offer and go with me. Some of them just go with me and see how it goes.
we got like 30 seconds left. I'm gonna be quick. How have you contributed to CAG's success and cohesion, and what has CAG done for you in return? Real quick.
Well, my contribution to KAG has just been to be present and a good listening ear to the brothers that are there. Also to serve from a technical standpoint, from the web standpoint, and also to be the backup for for the kings that are leading KAG. Terrell, CB, yourself, Vic is just to be there when they need me. That has been my contribution. And then off of CAG, there are a lot of brothers that I communicate with that ask me for advice, and that I also talk to for advice as well. So CAG has really contributed to me immensely by just giving me a forum and a community to be a part of, so that I'm not out here by myself in isolation, but I have brothers that have my back and whose
I
back I have as
love
well.
that. I'm mad because this timer just went off, but you still recording. We still live. I'm over here going off this timer that was supposed to be keeping everything accountable. I'm rushing you to answer these questions, but it's we still here. I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna have to pay for this subscription eventually, or utilize CAG's hour and some change documents. But no, man. Cliff, thank you for being who you are. Thank you for showing up the way that you do for not just myself, but every single king that is a part of CAG. So I definitely want to give you your verbal flowers. Wish I could
Thank
give
you,
you
brother.
some physical ones as well. You know what I mean?
I
And thank you
received that.
for
Thank you.
hopping on tonight and gracing us with your story and what you've done for CAG and what CAG's done for you, and also like how you've navigated the course of life. So I just want people that are watching this to know, like everybody in CAG, we all might look put together, or we just, uber successful in X, Y, and Z, but we have all had our own shortcomings. Everybody has their own struggles, but the resiliency of this group is tremendous. And we looking at a king right here that models and embodies that. So thank you, Cliff, again for sharing that.
Thank you, King Lee. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Talk soon, King.
All right.